a little slower on this end. Oh, we are live.
Yay!
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Oh, we got quite a few in the room already. Nice to see you, Linda and Janet and Sherry and Sharon Sipe and Sherry Kirk. Okay, it's great to see you. People will trickle in because this is my my usual Saturday. So it's so nice to have you, Ange, from Tiny Trinkets and Tarot. You've been making the rounds lately, girl.
Yes.
You've been on a lot of channels.
Yes, Sharon, thanks for having me. This is great. I am out here in the community just trying to feel my way around and get to know different people. So one of my goals for 2022 was to do more collaboration. So I'm really grateful that I've been invited on so many amazing channels. So
well, I saw you on one of your first collaborations. I can't remember where it was, but I thought this girl has presence.
oh,
Like you just were natural and
thank
you
you.
were so articulate.
Thank
You were
you.
so
Thank you.
articulate, and I thought, okay, I got to have this girl on my channel, this woman on my channel. I shouldn't be calling you a
Yeah,
girl.
that's right. Yeah,
But
it's nerve-wracking,
yeah,
but
so
I
you're.
think
Mhm. It's nerve wracking. Yeah, I guess I'm used to it because I was a teacher,
yeah, yeah.
so I retired a couple of years ago. But I think just talking is teachers do.
Yep, yep, for sure.
Yep. And also I spent so many hours talking to my partner in crime on the Nasty Women with Lisa Smith. We'd have
Yes.
video chats, and so really Nasty Women was just an extension of that. It was just that we had a chat watching us, the chat peeps
Cool.
watching us. We but but what you see is what you get. It's the
Yeah,
way we acted with each other.
that's right, and that's what I love about you
Oh, and
and Lisa.
Heather agrees. Heather
Oh,
agrees with me that you
hey
have
Heather.
great presence. Hi,
Thank you.
Teresa and Gina M. and
Hello.
Indigo, of course. Nice to see you. So you're a nurse by trade, correct?
I'm a nursing student, yes. So I'm in my third year of nursing right now. Going for my bachelor's of science.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Good for
So
you. And what were you doing before that?
so I've always been in the health, some area of health. So I worked as a PSW. In the
Right.
States, we call it CNA, Certified Nursing Assistant. So I've been in the medical field since
Okay.
2001. So working in various areas, group homes, nursing
Wow.
homes, hospitals, you name it.
Right.
I've pretty much
Right.
done it all. And I always knew deep down that, I should just go for nursing because so many other people were like, you really have what it takes. We need people like you. You should do it. And life
Exactly.
just always seemed to get in the
Yeah.
way. And then I had children. And so this is sort of
Mm-hmm.
like considered a
Well,
mature
yeah.
student now. So yeah.
Yeah. Just a little detail having children.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're going for your RN then?
Yes.
You're going for your
Yes.
degree.
Yes. Bachelor's
Wow.
of Science in Nursing.
Kudos to
Yeah. So
you.
I've
So in
got
your
about a year and a half
so in
left.
your third year, right. Well, congratulations.
Yeah. Thank
Good
you.
for you. That's not
Thanks.
easy.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, here we call them LPNs. I'm trying to think what the L stands for. But they're basically they work under the RNs.
Oh, okay.
But they're
Okay.
the ones going in and taking the blood pressure and giving meds and stuff
Mhm.
like that. Well, I don't know if
Mhm.
the RNs give the meds or not. But well, I mean, they're in charge of that. But so anyways, they do a lot of the stuff that RNs used to do, but the RNs are busy doing their case management and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah, the scope
So
of practice for RNs, well, actually for all nurses are changing drastically. They
yes,
are currently looking into having RNs prescribe certain medications. Of course, not anything too spectacular, but just some basic everyday things, which we should have access to, like Tylenol and things that like are just very basic that normally we have to wait around for a doctor's
yes,
order. So
exactly,
yeah, yeah, it's
yeah,
really changing and
exactly.
it's exciting.
Carrie just gave me the name, the what LPN stands for. It's a licensed. Just a minute, I lost it. A licensed practical nurse. Hi,
Hmm.
Rondell. So they do a lot of what the RNs used to do, but the RNs are much more case managers. I mean, you see them, but not as often as the LPNs.
Hmm. Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, I needed that drink of water. So everybody, I went out for a wonderful motorcycle ride. It was so sunny today, and I didn't even need my heated gear. It was just great. And oh man, there was a big smile on my face just getting that fresh air. And I realized I hadn't been on my bike for about 3 months, and I usually ride year round, but we've had such crazy weather this year that I haven't been able to do it. So
Hmm.
a lot of rain, and coming down my mountain road, it's all dirt and gravel, and I don't like to travel it, even though I've got off-road tires on my bike. I've got a Triumph Street Twin. It's a small
Nice.
bike, but it's 900 cc's, and it goes like stink. I just love it.
Sweet.
But
Yeah.
I'm used to big bikes. Yeah, it's very sweet. I love my ride.
So you have the power when you
So
need it. I
Michelle
love it.
says, oh, it's great.
Yeah.
Says Texas phasing out LVNs, asking them to be RNs. Well,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah. I
I'm
mean,
surprised they're doing that because the LPNs here are paid a lot less. I'm surprised they would do that. But I think it's great. They get their RNs and they get paid better.
hmm yeah, they do a lot of the similar work. There's a huge controversy over that. Here we call them
I'm
RPN,
sure.
so registered practical nurses, so same thing, LPN. And, we
Right.
are working hand in
Yeah.
hand together. And a lot of them were like, why am I getting paid so much less?
Exactly.
But, with the RNs,
Exactly.
of course, we've gone for our degree, not a diploma. So there's the difference.
You've got your degree. Yeah. Huge
And I'm not
difference.
saying
Huge
that,
difference.
they shouldn't be paid more, but we are given like the more critical cases, so we do have a lot more responsibility in
Absolutely.
terms of delegating and
Absolutely.
really it's our license on the line if something goes down because everyone works underneath us.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
you know,
Exactly. I mean, they're going and doing routine stuff like taking obs and stuff like that, temperatures and, that kind of stuff and checking in on you. But,
mhm,
uh,
yeah.
but no, it's the RN that's, they're the one, their head is on the chopping block if something goes wrong. You're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
yeah, it's usually the
So,
RN and the doctor that
just,
are kind of going at it a little bit. Just
yeah.
because
Well, you
RN,
guys,
yeah.
you guys know so much. You guys know so much better than the doctors because you're there. You're right on the scene. You
Well,
know how this person is doing. I know there's terrible. Yeah, they can be really, really haughty. Those doctors, and I don't mean
oh
haughty,
yes,
HOTTIE. I don't mean that. I mean higher than on their high
some
horse
of them,
haughty.
but yeah, I
Some
hear
of
you.
them,
Yes.
yes. I know
Oh.
my GP that I had in the late 80s and 90s, she was just regular GP, but her specialty was maternity.
Mm,
And the nurses at the maternity ward, when she came in, they all flocked around her. They just loved her because
nice.
she relied on their expertise. She
Mhm.
didn't look down on them. She worked really as a team member, and she adored those
Mm.
nurses and they adored her.
There are some
So,
great doctors out there, really. Yeah, I shouldn't paint them all with the
yeah.
same brush, but I will say
No.
that in general, I don't feel that nurses get the respect and credit they deserve. So,
No. No, they don't. They don't. Yeah. Oh, hi, Jane. Hi, Purple Elephant and Lauren. That's my daughter's name.
hello.
And
Hey.
Ron. Nice to see you. Okay, I'm going to ask you a few questions. You don't have to go into maybe as long. I think people have heard your story, but for those people that haven't, could you tell us how? I know since you were a child, you've collected these trinkets,
Yeah.
as well as doing tarot. So, can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. So I'll show you
By the
them
way,
so that.
when I'm looking to just so you know, when I'm looking towards my red mic, I'm actually looking at you, Ange.
Oh, okay.
It looks
Yeah.
weird, but I'm actually looking at you.
No worries. So that is a big
Like right
bowl
now,
of
I'm looking
trinkets.
directly at you. Okay. Go ahead.
And yeah, I've collected them over the years. They're just
Yes.
little charms that I've collected from childhood, or um, they're gifts that are given to me or found. And then, of course, there's some lots that have come from the
Wow.
craft stores or from Amazon, things like that. So it's just like a
All
big
right.
mixture of things. And really, it's all about symbolism and working with symbolism, which is exactly what we work with when we're working with, tarot or oracle cards as well. So, um, yeah, ever since I was a child, I've just always sort of worked with symbolism, whether it be, like I was saying on the other channels, finding pictures in the clouds or things like that in nature, like we do as children. And yeah, I was always divining with
Yes,
like little
exactly.
charms and trinkets and things like that before I knew what divining was.
Well,
So, yeah,
yes, and people do that with coffee grounds and tea
yes,
leaves, kind of the same thing,
exactly.
right?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Many different forms of it, and I've always been attracted to oracle cards. That's how I started, actually. I started with just working with like some Doreen Virtue oracle cards way back in the day, and then when I attended a live conference with Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine, is when I found my first tarot deck, and I didn't know really what to expect with tarot. I've heard of it, of course, but and yeah, when I was going through there, I realized there was a system to learn. So I sort of dove into that. And that was the rabbit hole of tarot opening for me to realize that there was so much more, so many more decks. And then I found this online community around, oh gosh, I don't know, maybe 2006, 7, 8, something like that. But I really didn't comment or say much. I was just sort of in the back, like lurking. And yeah, and then eventually I made a name for myself. It was Hermit and High Priestess. So I'd come in a little bit and say something here and there. And then finally, over a year ago now, I made
Yeah.
a channel and came out to share my voice and things that I want to share in the community, because I just felt so welcoming, and
Yes.
yeah, so here I am.
It's a great community. I just saw a few more people coming in. So, Tracy Ralph said she just spent 17 days in hospital and she has nothing but great respect for
Aw,
health professionals. So,
thank you.
yeah,
Thank you,
yeah.
thank you, thank you.
And hi, Sylvia. Sylvia just popped in. And Mary
Hello.
Thornbury, nice to have you join us.
Yes.
By the way, you can we're going to talk a bit, and then we're going to answer some personal questions, so some mini readings, but we're not doing political. I saw somebody say, "Is Trump going to flip on Putin?" I don't want to go there right now.
Yeah, there's some heavy energies in the world right now, right? So,
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you can, yeah, please. Oh, and when you post your questions, people, if you could put them in capital letters, and then also if you can put emojis on the front and the back, that helps even more for me to spot it, and I'll be able to grab your question and put it on the list.
hmm
So you're a fellow Canadian. That's great. We're getting quite a few
yes.
Canadian readers coming online, which is wonderful. And you're in Ontario.
Yeah, I'm in
And
southwestern Ontario, almost as south as you
are
can
you in the,
get. hmm
oh, and what would that be? You don't
I'm
have to
not
say, you
too,
can say the nearest, you don't have
I'm
to
not too far
divulge
from
where you are, but
Leamington, so or Point Pelee is
that means,
the
I've
very
heard of
tip
Point
of
Pelee. Yeah.
Canada. Yeah, so it's as far south as you can go. They call it the
Oh,
California of
okay.
Canada because it's the same sort of altitude as well.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Oh,
that's where I
really?
am
You're kidding.
on the
It's
shores
California? Wow. I'll have to
of
look on
Lake
the map.
Erie.
So
hmm
do you get quite warm in the summer? Well, mind you, you do. Like Toronto is so humid and hot, so you would get hot
hmm
in the summer for sure.
We do, and we
Yeah,
have
and
some of the
cold
longest
in the winter.
seasons down here in terms of spring and summer. We have a much longer spring and summer than anywhere else in Canada. Like London, Ontario is not too far from me, and they get dumped with snow, and
Right.
we have like green grass and sunshine. So it's a big difference. It's
Oh,
only
that is so cool.
yeah. Yeah, and I'm originally from the States. I'm originally from the state of Wisconsin, but
Yes,
I definitely
I heard
consider,
that, but you're Canadian
yes,
now.
I
We
consider
welcome you.
myself a
We
Canadian
welcome
because
you.
I'm been here like 18 plus years now, so I'm definitely Canadian.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, you're Canadian.
Yeah.
I love my country. I really do. I
I
really,
love it here too.
really do. I live in paradise. What are some of the differences, if you don't mind sharing that, of what do you see as differences between kind of the Canadian culture? Although we're a
Mm.
we're a mosaic here.
Mhm. Mhm.
I know in the States, I know it well in university when we did history and stuff like that of the United States and like I took some courses in university. It was like the US, they called themselves a melting pot, which everybody tried to blend in, right? And be
Mm.
American. And,
Mm.
and here it's more a mosaic and people can hang on to their cultures as well as being Canadian.
Yes, yes, for
Um,
sure. Um, I don't get me wrong. I love my roots and where I come from. I'll always respect the United States, but
oh
it
yeah,
is
definitely.
it is so different cultural wise in terms of Americans in general. And
Yeah.
I'm sorry if any Americans are watching, but it's true, and I can say because I'm American is the ignorance is ooh, it's
Mm, mm.
it's there. And when I moved here, I just was getting all of these different questions from friends and family back home, like, do you really live in igloos? And just some
I know.
bizarre stuff. Like, really, guys? Like, I'm literally like a 9 hour drive away from Wisconsin because they have to like drive around the lake.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I mean,
eh,
it just so the ignorance,
Right.
I don't deal well with that, but at the same time, they're not taught. So they don't know. Like we're not taught anything about Canada. So, when I came here, I didn't know anything about Canada
No.
either. But just the way that people treat one another here, really the whole saying of, "Oh, Canadians are known for their kindness," that is so true. And I know that there's a lot of shit going on in the world right now, but you know what? That still stands true. Okay, like we are like one of the most
Yeah.
kindest countries out here. Yeah, and I'm really proud to
It's
call myself
changing,
Canadian.
it is changing, unfortunately. It is changing,
Oh,
but overall, yeah, we're still a pretty good kind to each other.
yes, the culture. Yes, I've been here for in the 18 years I've been here, the culture has definitely changed like a lot. But I think there's always sort
Yeah.
of the undertone of, I don't know, a sense of safety, security, kindness, and love. Despite some of the clear
Mm.
differences out here. Um, but yeah, and then of course some of the foods. The food I notice is very different. My entire diet changed when I moved
Oh,
on this side of the
interesting.
border.
Yeah.
Oh yes, we have
How
much
did it
higher.
change? What differences did you notice?
There's
What
a much higher
differences?
quality of standards here for our food. The states, they just sort of let anything
Right.
in, and there's a lot more choices, bad choices for food in the states. A lot more trans
Yes.
fats and things like that. So, but I mean, they make it
Right.
easier for people that don't have a lot of money to eat like that at both sides of the border. But I mean, in
Yeah.
the states side,
Exactly.
there's that much
Exactly.
more. Like their grocery stores are humongous. Like there's like two
Oh, I
entire
know.
chip aisles and pop aisles, and it's like, who needs all
Oh
that?
my
But
god.
yeah,
Yeah,
I mean that's why
exactly.
they're
Oh, yeah, we have
overweight.
our
So
we have fast foods here, but I must say that, yeah, we do have a healthier diet,
absolutely. And
and
even the
I
fast food
yeah,
here is different.
mhm.
Like McDonald's from here to there is so
Oh,
different.
really?
Oh gosh, yes. Like we
I
don't
wouldn't have
eat a lot
thought
of
that.
fast food in my household, but when we do, like my sons, when we do go visit the States, they're like, "Oh, we get like American, McDonald's." And I'm like, "Ew, it's so greasy and sloppy
Really?
and bleh." But,
Oh,
kids,
really?
they like that sort of thing. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think it I thought it was universal McDonald's. Wow,
No, definitely not. You
that's
can definitely taste the
amazing.
difference. Yes. And the cheese was a big
Oh,
thing for me. I'm
wow.
from Wisconsin, which is home of the Dairyland, so the cheese was a
Yes,
really big change coming here. I do miss the Wisconsin cheese for sure. But Canadian,
yeah,
like,
I bet,
Canada
I
has
bet.
really good Canadian cheese too, but it's not the same. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Well,
lots of
we
little
like at my
differences.
local store our local store, the grocery stores and the store I go to, it's just a small chain that's in, British Columbia and Alberta. It's used to be owned, by a fellow. trying to think of his name, doesn't matter, but the president was from BC, started it here. Then he went into Alberta, and then Sobeys took it over.
Okay.
But they have a great selection of cheeses from all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty fantastic.
Yeah, we shop
Yeah.
at Sobeys a lot here. We have Food Basics and Sobeys. Sobeys is, I would say, the higher end, if I can call it that, just because
Yes,
it's a little
yes.
bit more pricey, but you get
Well,
better
well,
quality there too.
Thrifties is even better than Sobeys.
Never heard of
It's really good.
Thrifties.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's just on in BC and Alberta, so
Oh,
parts of
okay.
Alberta. But anyways, yeah, it's big on Vancouver Island, and geez. Anyways, and to Sobeys' credit, they have kept the quality up
Yes.
for Thrifties. But the vegetables and everything are great. The meat's great, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if this is happening to you. I'm finding I'm eating less and less meat since I've been doing tarot and mediumship.
Yes,
You
absolutely.
too?
Same. I mean, I think there's a couple reasons for that. For me, number one, the price of meat is like, what the hell is going on?
Oh,
It's
oh
atrocious, right?
yeah,
And I have a family of four and two growing
yeah,
teenage boys, so I mean, I have to be very careful with, the
right.
money when it comes to groceries. But no, you're right. I don't crave it like I used to, and when I do, I want something
No,
quality, like a quality beef or jerk chicken, and that's really all
yeah,
we eat besides some fish as well, but we
yeah,
don't really do pork or anything like that. I find certain foods really bog me down and it doesn't open, my spiritual gifts
yeah.
enough. So,
I think it has a lower. I think it has lower vibration.
yes, I
The meat
agree.
and the pork.
I
I
agree.
I eat some chicken and I eat and fish, but I'm really
Mhm.
even cut down on that. Yeah,
Yes,
it's amazing.
same here.
Anyways, all going through I had quite the dream the other night. It
Ooh.
was I woke up yesterday morning, and what it was, uh, I was wondering what's gonna happen. Like, there's people through this transition that the earth is going through, spiritually and
Yes.
energetically. Some people are leaving the planet altogether,
Mhm.
but it almost seemed like there was going to be in my dream that there was going to be split, like an earth that's at a lower vibration and one at higher vibration. And the dreams, I mean, I won't go into the dream; it's just a dream. But the message was, yes, some people will go on to the higher vibration, like people in this community, and the others. There's some that are too afraid of the change,
Yes.
and they don't go. So
Exactly.
yeah,
That's so interesting because
yeah,
I was just
yeah. So
watching
it was
Dr.
very
Gale
interesting.
on where was Dr. Gale? I saw her on a couple of different
Oh
shows.
yes.
Allie's channel and maybe
Hmm. Yeah, Ali's
somebody else's
show.
channel.
Yeah, and somebody
But she was
else's
saying
too.
the same
Yeah,
thing, exactly what you just said, that some of us will ascend to, like you just said, to ascend, but some
yeah.
of them will stay behind because they're not ready, like vibrationally. And that's not that. It's
No.
just that they're just not ready. Like obviously they have something else that they need to do in
Yeah,
the 3D before moving on to 5D, right? So
exactly.
it's very interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But I thought even the ones leaving the planet, I thought, well, where are we going? Like it's kind of into the unknown. I mean, the ones that are actually
Yeah.
leaving, they're going to a great place. And I'm wondering,
Right.
well, I kind of woke up. I kind of woke up thinking, okay, where are we going?
Yeah. I know. I
But
know. I thought of that too. Like, oh gosh.
yeah, I
Like,
mean, but I no, I quickly let go of that thought and thought it's going to be fine. It's going to be
mhm.
fine, and we're here
Mhm.
to help people. So,
Yeah.
I ran into an old student of mine. He's in grade 10 now. I had him in grade
Oh.
3, and he was a holy terror. He was
Oh.
very, very bright, but was doing stuff. He was horrible. Just the way he,
Oh.
disrupted the class, and he was doing some really weird stuff. But
Oh.
anyways, I saw him. I pulled over my motorcycle, and he was coming out of the library, and I went, "Hi there!" And I took my sunglasses off. He could see. I said, "It's Ms. Lee," and he went, "Hi,
Oh.
Ms. Lee." Like even those kids that were very challenging, they still loved me, even though I had to be hard on them,
Absolutely.
to keep them in line. Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
And he's doing.
wow.
I said, "Are you?" so you're at the high school now? He says, yeah, grade 10. I said, are you doing robotics? He said, yes. He just needs
Oh.
an outlet. I felt so badly because, you've got your special needs kids and you've got your regular kids and you've got your bright kids. And then you have a kid like him that's so super bright. And I just
Mm.
couldn't, I had so much on my plate, plus all the behavioral kids that they always dumped on
Oh,
me because I was good with them.
right.
It was so hard to cater to his needs. It was just, and of
Wow.
course then he acted out.
I give
Yeah.
teachers so much credit. I say this
They were
every day. Like I don't I know a lot of people say, "Oh, I so much respect to nurses." Well, you teachers, like you don't get enough respect out there. I don't know how you do it because
oh,
I
thank
mean,
you.
for anyone that's listening that's a
It's
parent, you
hard.
know how hard it is to parent your own child. Okay, now let's bring in like 13 to 20 more of them in the classroom and all these different personalities and needs
Yeah.
and not enough help
Yeah.
as we all know, and definitely not
Yeah.
enough
Not enough
funding in
help.
terms of
Mm-hmm.
supplies that you
No,
need to teach. And it's just I just
it's terrible.
my heart goes out to you and thank you for all you've done and
The
all
amount
the
of money,
mm,
yeah, the amount of money that comes out of teachers' own pocket to buy
yes.
things it's criminal. It's
Yes.
criminal. It
We
really
are
is.
always giving the teachers
Yeah.
gift
Yeah.
certificates to go to like Staples or whatever. When we have
Right.
those book
Oh,
clubs that come around,
Staples.
we buy. Mhm.
Staples is like a candy store to me.
Yes, me too. I love it. I love it. Tarot decks
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stationery. Oh my gosh.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, that's my 2 guilty pleasures. Oh,
me
wow, we
too.
resonate.
Yes,
But,
they should.
since COVID and at the beginning when we all were really locked down, and parents had to teach their own kids, whoa, their respect for us went way up.
Yes,
He said, "I don't know how you
yes.
do it."
Yes, and I
So,
know,
yeah.
all of the different sort of protests, in terms of teachers, asking for higher pay and people shooting their mouths off like, "Oh my gosh, you don't even work for the summer." I'm like, "Okay, listen up, buddy. You don't even know the half of
Wait,
it."
listen up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You
I
go into
mean,
that classroom and see
I've
what you
said
can
to
do.
any parent that's given me a rough time is usually, the man, construction worker or somebody like
Right,
that. And I
right.
said, hey, you're welcome to come and stay for a month, not just a day, but a month in my classroom. And then you
Yes.
tell me that I don't earn my pay.
Oh,
And I've been to 7 years of university.
mm,
So come
mm.
on.
Exactly. I
So don't
I
tell
would
me I'm
volunteer
earning
at
too much.
my
We're earning way
kids'
less than other professionals.
oh, absolutely. I would volunteer all the time. When my kids were younger,
Way
I would
less.
say grade 1 through
Mhm.
maybe well, until my kids were like, "Mom, I don't want you in my classroom anymore." Okay,
Exactly.
okay. It's not
Exactly.
cool to have mom there anymore. Um, but I
No,
always did
no.
help out and I loved it. I just I knew how much that it meant. Even just like separating the book orders and stapling them together and marking some tests that just
Yes.
these little tasks that really help,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Or having kids read to you. Yeah, I just loved
yes.
having parent volunteers. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Anyways,
Mm.
I bet these thank you, Lisa. Um, I
Mhm.
agree. I guess these folks are probably itching to ask some questions. Was there anything
Yeah.
else you wanted to talk about your background, like how you got into? So you told us about the trinkets and getting into tarot, and you were doing
Mhm.
oracle cards. I did the tarot first, and then I got into the oracle cards.
Nice.
So,
I use a
yeah, yeah,
combination
but
of
I
both
love
now,
it.
so mhm. Mhm.
Yeah,
I do
I
too.
do too. It's fantastic. Um, yes, that's right, Sherry. Yeah, she says her brother teaches high school, and it's ridiculous how many of his school supplies for the students come out of his pocket. Yep,
Yes, it's
same
true.
thing here. Same
Yeah,
thing here.
yeah.
Yes, it's. Ugh.
It's not right.
Anyways, so please put your please ask some questions, some personal questions. We're doing some mini readings, so put them in all caps. I did notice one question, but I'm going to go back, make sure I didn't miss anybody. But I know at least one person asked a question. Just okay. It's so helpful if you do it in all caps, guys, because then
Mhm.
I won't fly by it. But I know there's at least one. Yeah, Deanne, we're not going to do political, so you can ask me that. I think I'm on Kevin's channel next week. Okay.
Yeah, just no political, medical, or legal, please, for myself. I appreciate that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. There was one here about moving. I did start, but I'm just trying to see if there's any others. Yes, Heather, no politics. I agree. Yeah, okay, got that one. Oh, all right. Deanne, I saw your personal question. Although that's a medical one. I don't think we can answer that. But okay. Oh, Sherry says, Sharon, if you studied American history, I did in university. And I studied Russian history as well and Russian geography. Yeah, American history. It's a good bit. You know a heck of a lot more about my country than a lot of Americans do. But yeah, absolutely. We as Canadians, we know so much about the American government and Americans. You know, you are the big giant, the sleeping giant to the south. Not really sleeping, but as I've said many times on this channel, excuse me. When the U.S. sneezes, Canada gets a cold.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah, the history that we are taught in the U.S. is, oh gosh, I mean, the whole entire curriculum, if you really want me to go there, is just garbage. But that's a whole nother topic for a whole other day. I think the kids need to be taught, practical skills that they can actually use out here in the world. That would be helpful.
Yeah, our curriculum is much has really changed towards that, especially in the last 10 or so years. We have always taught critical thinking skills, but we're really teaching it, and also problem solving, working with others. We're teaching the things that are transferable to the working world. Yeah. You know, working on projects. It's not just regurgitation of facts. In fact, we give very few tests. We give maybe the odd quiz like spelling and stuff like that, the odd math one, but it's really what that child can do. It's not just what they can regurgitate.
Exactly.
What they really know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Standardized testing is just I don't agree with it. Like you said.
Yep. No.
Yeah, you can just regurgitate. Anybody can memorize and regurgitate. And then for those kids who actually don't have the capacity.
I used to cram the night before.
Yeah, exactly. Anybody can do that. And it's like, that doesn't tell me that you know and that you comprehend and retain the information. So, yeah.
Exactly. Okay, I am getting questions here. So just give me a minute here. I'm sorry. It's kind of downtime here, but.
No worries.
What?
It's good. We're among good company.
Interesting. Where did you go? Wow, Melinda, that's an interesting question. Hi, Jane. Jane, how are you doing, girl?
Jane.
Jane. Do you know that I wake up in the morning? I go for about 5 o'clock in the morning, Ange. My body wakes me up and says, Sharon, you got to go potty. So I get up, and my eyes are still drowsy, and I go pee, and I try not to wake up and to go back. Well, the last few mornings, like my phone is right on my night table, and I'll get a notification that Jane has started her very early live stream, and so I go and say hello, say a few things, and then I go back to sleep. But now when I come back, she said, "Oh, Sharon must have taken her potty break."
Yes, I've popped into Jane's a few times. It is a little early for me too, even on this in this province, but I do like to pop in. Jane is a very sweet woman.
Okay, Deanne, you've asked about 3 questions.
Oh gosh.
All right. the first questions. Yeah, I'm not sure we're going to answer all of those. You might have to choose. Okay, so here is Robin. Should I move? Well, should at any time? Isn't should one of those forbidden words?
All right, Robin.
Can you tell me more? Can you tell me more about that? Are you not happy in the situation you are now, or could you give us a little more background on that? If you're still here, Robin. Oh, and by the way, people, I have hit this week. I have hit 400 subscribers on my new channel, which means I'm going to give away a 30-minute reading, and I'm going to extend. What you need to do is you can go to this video after it's done, or the last video, and just put reading. Reading please, or free reading, and I will enter your name into a draw. I already have about a dozen people that I've entered into the draw, so you may do that. And of course, subscribe. Don't just put reading if you're not subscribed. I'm really going on subscriber push because I need to get to 500 to have a community page. So it really does make things easier for me. Yeah. So now let's see if Robin has said anything.
Yeah, the community page is a really helpful tool. I'm looking forward to having that as well.
Hi, Ronette. Thank you. So anybody's new here, please subscribe. It really helps the channel. And guys, leave comments, even if you want to just say, hi, Sharon. Hi, Ange. Great show. Just because that really helps the channel as well. It helps the algorithm. Thank you, Jane. Now I'm just seeing if does it look. Oh, here it is. I'm just going to pin what she says. Here's Robin. She says, I'm trying to decide where I should be living. Part of me wants to live where I am, and part of me wants to move to Oregon. Okay. All right. Let's throw something on that. What cards am I going to use? Oh, thank you, Juliet. Yeah, and you can subscribe on this channel too, Juliet. You see the shameless plugs I'm doing, Ange?
I'm not good at that. I'm not good at promoting myself like that. I guess I got to get better at that.
I'm not either. In fact, I always forget. Actually, Ange, I usually forget. On we always forgot to do it. But, and also that I do private readings. My email address is under the video and in the description, and I do private reads too. So you're in the Seattle area. Well, you're in a nice place there. I can see where you're torn. Oregon or Washington. You've got it good in both places.
Yes, I have family in Washington State. It's so beautiful there.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. It's like BC. Reminds me of BC a lot.
Okay, Robin.
Yeah. Okay. So she go to Oregon. That just popped into my head. It popped into my head. The cost of living is better in Oregon. Woo, I already got that, Robin. Before I read that. Okay. All right. I got your question, Sherry.
Okay.
Okay. Should you go to Oregon? All right.
Okay.
I got good cards.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Did you want to go first, Sharon?
You go ahead. I always have my guests go first.
Okay. All right, Robin. So what I've done is I pulled 2 tarot, 2 oracle, and 2 charms, asking, should you stay or
Mm-hmm.
should you go, kind of thing. And so when I said should you stay, I have the 7 of Swords, and then when I said should you go, I have the Ace of Wands. And then
Oh,
with
okay.
the 7 of Swords, I have desert and a little skateboard. Okay, so right away I am picking up on movement and moving away and um, sort of leaving something that's like no longer, not necessarily no longer serving you, but like when you think of a desert, you think barren land. You want to sort of move to somewhere that's going to be more fulfilling for you. And then with the Ace of Wands, we have the nostalgia card, and then we also have this little ship. So when I put those 3 together, that's very much more like inspirational, and it's going to fulfill you more. And nostalgia, with the nostalgia card and the ship, it's almost, like the saying, like your ship has come in, and maybe moving to Oregon will fulfill you more in terms of something that you are really seeking, because that's when I get with the nostalgia card. So if I go strictly based on these cards and how I'm feeling, I definitely see a pull for you to move to Oregon, just so that you can be more fulfilled in your life. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've got the same cards, and I've got my. I said here. You're here. I've got the first one is fishing. That is, you're kind of putting your line in and you're testing the waters. You're wondering if you should go there. Um, I think I got the super person card here. I think your gifts and powers will open up more there. I also see that the house prices are a lot better than the cost of living. I have justice and then the house, so I see that the cost of living being a lot better. Um, I can see there's the tree, that signifies to me it's different things, strength, but also I think a quieter life. Maybe you'll have more trees around you. I think you're because in Seattle it's lovely, but it is a city, so maybe you're looking to go outside the city. I think it's going to fit you better. It's more in line with your truth. And then here's my card of leaving. Here's the car, traveling, and that you're going to really grow there. So that's very positive for Oregon. And then I put some tarot tarot cards down for staying in Seattle. Yeah, you're weighing it. You don't know. Maybe you feel out of balance there. And also, I got this the 10 of Swords, which also means an end of a cycle. So I think you feel you're done there. And then the Sword of Truth came out again. So I think that means like you feel you really are not living your best life, your truth in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
Um, for Oregon, here's the Page of Swords, and he's very young. He's impetuous and stuff like that. But I feel like you're going to feel younger there, like it's at least some new life and charging forward. So I think you are going to move, and then I think you're going to be much more satisfied. You got the Queen of Cups. I think it's just going to suit your, your loving energy better. So it does look like Oregon is the place for you. But again, this is the energy right now, and
Right.
of course you have free will. But
Mm-hmm.
right now the energy points to Oregon. So good
Mm-hmm.
luck.
Yes, a lot of
I'm
swords
excited
showing
for
up.
you.
That's exciting.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Okay, well, thanks for asking that question. Thank you for clarifying, giving us more. It helps us more. It's like, and you folks that have put in a message from spirit, I always ask you, please give us more details, like what area in your life are you thinking about? Because I find the shotgun approach can be, I mean, I can come up with something, but I find it much easier to hone in if you give me a little bit of, a little bit of narrowing the field.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
next one, I'll take that one off. I feel, Deanne, I don't. I'm not going to take this as your question. It says, should I continue to isolate from my community due to COVID? That is totally up to you. We're not going to tell you to do that or not. And it's a medical question as far as I'm concerned. So you've got other questions in there, Deanne, so we'll go to those. Okay, next one is, in fact, I feel like I should go down to her next question. Will my son realize all that my ex-daughter-in-law does for his kids? She's amazing. He and I argued about it tonight. All I want to hear is he proud of their mother? Will I ever?
My son realized that my ex-daughter-in-law does. Oh. Okay. So
it depends. I wonder how long they've been divorced, because I know, it's sort of the early years after divorce. It can be very, very, very fraught with arguing and fighting.
So typically, I don't ethically, I don't do third-party reads, but let me explain.
Yeah.
So typically, when someone provides to me a third-party question, I just help them rephrase it so that we can still give them some kind of information. So, for example, okay, so you want to get to know about this son. So maybe we could do something like, Deanne, if this is okay with you, could you tell me, some actions I could take to better communicate with, the situation with my daughter-in-law, my ex-daughter-in-law, or my son, or something to that effect? Because I just, ethically, for me, like, tapping into like either your son's energy or your daughter-in-law's energy is not. I don't like to do that because they're not here to consent to that.
True.
And when I tap in, like, I actually really do tap into people's energy, and I just feel icky doing that when they're not here. But I do want to help you. So if you could rephrase that question, I would be happy to answer it for you. She's got her. Sure, but he doesn't. Okay.
Yeah, the questions, I'm going to put down questions are closed because I don't think we're going to get through all of these that we've got. But, and I'll just tell you that I'll be on Kathy's Guided Light Tarot tomorrow. If you can always ask your question there. She usually comes on at 1:30 Pacific time on Sundays. Okay.
Yeah, this is my first time on Sharon's channel, so exciting.
Yeah. Oh, I love having you. She's got her shit straight, but he don't.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Oh, boy. And she says I'm in the middle.
Oh.
And the kids are 5 and 3. Oh, that's hard.
So, Deanne, really so you're like the pickle in the middle, right? Like, you're in the middle of this situation. So maybe let's just see what we can do to give you some inspiration, motivation, some energy to work through, sort of being the pickle in the middle. Like, you know what I mean? If we could just read it on that, is that okay? Is that?
I think that's a good idea.
Okay, let's give you some practical advice.
Can I avoid being the pickle in the middle? She said yes.
Okay.
Avoid being the pickle in the Okay. I'm going to pull an oracle card as well. Here it is. So remember, if you want to be in the draw for our free reading, because I've hit 400 subscribers, I'm giving away a free half-hour reading every 100 subscribers to 500. And then the next giveaway will be at 1,000 subscribers. So you can just, yeah, under this video, put a comment in saying free reading. That's all you have to do. And I'll put you in the draw.
Okay. Okay, Deanne. So some of the tarot cards that I had, the first one that popped out immediately was the Eight of Wands. And we know with the Eight of Wands, it's all about some rapid changes. So you probably feel like you're right in the middle of these damn wands here with, with with the energies between your daughter-in-law and your son, which can be a
lots
very
of communication.
uncomfortable. Yes, exactly. Coming in, and then you're stuck sort of having to decipher it. And of course, it's your son, but then you want to support your daughter-in-law and ultimately your grandchildren as well, right? So then out popped the Three of Wands, right? And in this particular reading, I'm getting that's you standing there trying to help, like with the teamwork of coaching both of them from either side. And then the Strength card came out, which again is just reiterating that the strength that you need to referee these children, if you will. And the Oracle cards that I had are Karma and Inner Child. So there's some healing work that needs to be done on both sides, but I'm really strongly feeling it for your son. I'm not sure what, of course, but there's something there, which is why he maybe is acting the way he is, because I had the little house charm come up. So something about his home life and the snake that came up with it, something about his home life is coming up that is needing some attention, some healing in order for him to, sort of show up and be the father that he wants to be, but also to sort of smarten up and be more of an adult when it comes to having the relationship with his ex as well. And the Karma card just tells me that that is what I'm getting about the clearing away of something that needs to happen for him. So I'm not sure what he has going on personally in his life, but I see for you, and again, going back to what we said, some practical tools for you, I think that you're doing great. Here you are standing in your truth and your power, and you're trying to support both of them. But I think this is just something like karmatically that he has to work through himself. And that you being there for him is really important. But at the same time, this is really something that he has to work out on his own. It's not really something mom can do for him.
Exactly. What's this? The Knight of Justice. Okay. And Five of Swords. Okay. I'm going to start with the Oracle card that I put. This is actually, I say I've used this so much. I use it probably every time I come on live. This is The Language of Letting Go by Melody Beattie. And you won't believe what card came up for you, Deanne. Here's a picture of a house. See that face in the shape of a house? And it says, releasing anger towards family members. Boy, is that a card or is that a card?
Wow. You
And
got
on the
house
back,
twice.
it says, today,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, exactly. So it says on the back, today I will accept the potent emotions I may feel towards members of my family, and I'll be grateful for the lessons they are teaching me. I accept the golden light of healing that is shining on all of us. Yes, definitely need healing. And you mentioned that. So what I've got, I threw some cards. The energy of the reading is at the bottom of the deck is, yeah, Deanne, you're really worried about this. This is the Nine of Swords, and it's really causing you great, it's grief. And this is the one of the family cards. This is the Ten of Pentacles. You want your your family to be together and to be in a much better space. I know, there's some couples that I know that have divorced, and they've done some really incredible things to for their children. I was just thinking of this one yesterday, was a couple, it was, 2 women, they split, but what they did was one partner, they built a suite downstairs in the basement, and one partner lived there, and the other partner lived upstairs. And what they did was the kids went back and forth. And I thought, great. You didn't have to, the kids didn't have to go through an upheaval of, selling the home and of course having each parent trying to get their own dwelling would, is so expensive. So for them to have come up with that solution and just have the kids go back and forth was absolutely fantastic. I can think of another family where they've got a house and a cabin on their property on this island here. And what happens is, the mother will have the kids for a week or whatever time period they've set for it, and then the husband or the partner goes into the cabin. But the kids stay in the main house. And I thought that, so it's the parents that go back and forth, not the kids. And I think that is just such a great solution.
That is.
Anyways,
Wow.
where the kids, where we have this, this fighting back and forth. I mean, it's awful.
Mhm.
Anyways, you're really worried about it. There's the 10 of Pentacles. You want some solution because this is your family.
Mhm.
I do feel that your son has some things from his childhood. And I'm not saying you were a bad mom or anything, nothing like that. Just he's got some issues that he basically hasn't grown up, is what I'm feeling. And
Yes.
he's got some issues that he's had from childhood that he needs to take care of. And somebody
Mm.
said, oh, Deanne
Yep.
says he doesn't provide anything for the kids. I do. Yeah, he needs to
Oh.
grow up. Oh, we've talked about this before, Deanne. Yeah,
Oh.
and I told you then he needs to grow up. You're the strength. You got to continue being the strong woman that you are. And but he's losing out. He really is losing out, not providing for his kids, and
Mhm.
he's losing out, not being. He probably doesn't see them very often. I mean, the freeloading's on a deep level. It's got to bother him. But you are teaching him. Teach him by example. Here's the Hierophant. Teach
Mhm.
him by example. So if he says, really bad things about his ex-wife, you don't have to argue, but you can probably say things, gee, I love how she does this, or, you don't have to get in an argument, but you can provide really good examples. I mean, this is the state he's in constantly. The
Right.
5 of Wands. Yeah, he's in his mind, it's a battle. But I feel eventually, I think you're the one that's gonna win, coming out on top by staying strong and staying positive. Don't let
Yes.
him get you down. He's gotta take care of his own stuff. And,
Mhm.
somebody a while ago said that they heard, might have been Melinda, said that they heard Al-Anon. Maybe that's what, for her to go to Al-Anon? But anyways, I don't know what she meant by that. Maybe, uh, Melinda can
Hmm.
give more details about that. But yeah, he's got something that he needs to heal from for sure. But you
Yeah.
can't be drawn in. Just like
Exactly.
just like with an alcoholic. I mean, I went to Al-Anon when I was in university because alcoholism was all around me. I was brought up in an Irish Catholic family.
Mm.
Everybody was a drunk. Good
Mhm.
people, but they had drinking problems. Okay, getting back to this where he hasn't grown up. I've
Mm.
got yeah, he's not a team member. He's not participating. And there's something he does have to heal. Here's Temperance. There's something definitely he's way out of balance. And
Mm.
then there's Justice here. Again, he's unbalanced. And 5 of Swords, there's this battle going on. So he has to figure it out.
Right.
But I'm happy that she said, Deanne says, I agree to Al-Anon. Oh, there you go.
Mm. Mhm.
She said, we wouldn't know anything about the kids if I don't remain engaged. That's great. Yeah, you just have your relationship with your daughter-in-law and
Hmm.
encourage her, and tell her the things that that you've been telling yourself and your son, but say it directly to your daughter-in-law. Often we don't do that. Just say, thank you. You're such a rock for your children, or I really appreciate how you're bringing up your kids, or thank you for being such a wonderful mom. Just give her encouragement because she definitely will need it. Oh, should I move in with her and be a live-in nana? I want to. Well, that's entirely up to you. It sounds like a great idea.
Well, and
But
you had the house show up twice, Deanne, right? Like I had the house charm, Sharon had the
yeah,
house card. It was very much pointing to like you are the strength, you are the pillar in which these
yeah,
people are
yeah,
counting on you. But please just make sure that you're taking care of yourself and that people are not taking advantage of your kindness throughout all of
exactly,
this, too, right? Like, I mean, yeah, that's what I'm
exactly.
getting over it, and very much like with the inner child card, and then with the Six of Cups, very much something from his childhood
Yeah,
or something
yeah.
needs to be healed there. I
He's
can't really get
he
too much into it
he
because I
needs
don't know,
to
but
heal. No,
yeah,
no, that's yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So
Well,
I wish
thank
you
you
all
for
the best with that.
asking. Yeah, yeah, and you're going to have to think about is it the best thing for you, and is it the best thing for your daughter, and so on, daughter-in-law. Although she sounds like she's more a daughter to you than your son is a
Mm-hmm.
son, but anyways,
Yeah.
good luck with that. I'm so
Yes,
sorry you
for
have
sure.
that situation.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to go back. Thank you for asking that question. Okay, I've got Sherry. And Sherry, could you narrow this down for us? Oh, you did. I'm sorry, dear. Any messages from my guides about my growing gifts and channel? You have oh,
Ooh.
right. You do have a channel, Sherry. That's right. I hope I'm subscribed to it. Well, everybody subscribe to Sherry's channel. I know she's been
Mm-hmm.
on with us. She popped on with, I think, Lisa and me at one point, and she's a great gal.
And Sherry's always so supportive in all the live chats, so that's wonderful. Okay,
Absolutely. Yeah.
let's see here. Any messages from my guide about growing my gifts in the channel? Okay. Let's see. All right.
Okay, I just tuned in and I'll tell you what I saw. And what I saw was that you were holding a big bouquet of flowers. And it was you, Sherry, that I saw. You're holding this big bouquet of flowers, but they were mostly like red flowers. Like you're relying on just one of your clairs, one of your gifts, and they're encouraging you. I saw all of a sudden other colored flowers, different colored flowers popping into your bouquet, and they're saying, try to expand into other ways of getting information as well. I mean, I'm claircognizant, and what's the visual one? Anyways, I see stuff, and I have annoying thoughts pop into my head. I'm also very clairsentient. That's the very first gift that I had. I had clairsentience all my life, but they're saying, okay, don't rely on just one. Try to branch out and develop your other gifts as well. So that's what I saw first off.
Nice. Okay, Sherry. So I have the Ten of Swords, and I have the Seven of Wands, and the charm that came out with those two is the rope. Okay, and so what I got from that is there's something that you are not like accepting about your own gifts. Like maybe you're not trusting your intuition enough, or maybe you don't think you're good enough. And with the Seven of Wands, it always reminds me of like competition, right? Don't compare yourself to others. That's a big thing, like out here, right? Like we are our own unique people, and we should never be comparing ourselves, because that's not going to get us anywhere. And then the oracle card I pulled is air, so with these hot air balloons and this little owl. And so what that tells me is that once you like let go of these doubts about yourself and your abilities and your gifts, then going with your inner wisdom, then that'll take flight, because this is all about air with the owl and the balloons and like lift off and seeing things from a different perspective, right? Broaden your horizons. Don't think that you have to sort of stick with the same platform or the same way that everyone else does something. Like find something completely unique and
Yeah.
different and do that. And I think that sort of
Yep.
hits on what Sharon was saying,
agree.
because it doesn't have to be even one thing. It can be many things. There's people who are good at multiple different things as well. So I think that tap into that, trust your abilities and your intuition. Don't compare yourself to others, and then from there you'll be set free.
Oh, she says, ding, ding, ding. You're all punching a bunch of my buttons right now. Yes, I have a lot of doubts about can I do this? And I forgot to say, and Sherry, that when I first tuned in, the thought I got was get out of your own way. And that is so
Yes.
hard for all of us. You know, I have
Yes.
to tell myself that all the time.
Absolutely.
So,
Yes.
yeah.
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 It's funny you
Oh,
say that, because as soon
Deanne,
as
you're
I saw
so
that
kind.
the Ten of Swords, that's what I thought. Like, get out of your own way. Like, you know, sometimes we put those swords in our own back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Well, the swords are thoughts, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Deanne, I'm actually that would be lovely for people in the background to step forward and ask a question, but I've closed the list.
Yeah. It's
You're welcome, Sherry. And we love you, Sherry. You're just an awesome member of this community. We just appreciate you so much.
You're welcome, Sherry.
Okay, thanks for asking the question.
Yeah.
Okay, next question is okay, Lisa Foster, can you narrow this down? What area of your life are you thinking of that you would like to get some messages? Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so Lisa, you're gonna narrow it down? Look up. Oh, look up. Okay. Is it way up? Look up. Look way up. Friendly giant. Anybody remember that? Friendly giant? Oh, she has. Okay. Am I healing from the past? I'm getting yes. But I'll look into it. Okay, that was interesting. I love the images spirit gives me. It's really neat. I mean, you know, mine are, I get an image and it's like it's a metaphor. Okay.
All right.
Thanks, Deanne.
Okay, Lisa. So thank you for asking your question. So the two tarot cards that came up, I have two knights, which is the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Swords. And so when I put these two together in context with your question, I'm very much getting that, yes, you are moving forward, making progress in your healing journey, that emotionally you are making progress. And that with this knight here, the Knight of Swords, it's about um, making progress and specific lifestyle changes. And because emotionally that you're moving on and you're incorporating that with lifestyle changes, um, it's only going to take time for this to all work itself out. So that definitely tells me that you're on the right track. And the charms that came up, one was like this little skeleton, which is sort of representing like the death of the old you, if you will, sort of like growing into, transforming into a better version of yourself. And then I also had the number 99 come out. So perhaps the number 99 is significant to you, or perhaps maybe be on the lookout for some digits that are going to be repeating in your life, specifically the nines, okay? And then we have the tiny little card. It's actually the 10 of clubs, which is the 10 of wands. And that tells me that you are doing the work, you're putting in the work to sort of move past whatever this was holding you back in terms of your healing. But again, just focus on that oracle card of time, that you are putting in the effort. It is just going to take some time, but please keep going forward, because these knights are clearly showing up to show me that you are doing the work and that you are making progress.
She says 9 is my favorite number. That's great. So, Lisa, I had an interesting vision. And what it was is I saw you and I saw Band-Aids on your arms, like on your body. So you're definitely looking into things and healing, and put a Band-Aid on it. But the other message I got was, okay, this is a short-term solution on some of these things, but that you still need to continue to dive deeper and get to the bottom of why certain thoughts that you have, certain habits that you have, that you need to dive deeper into some of the hurts that you've had along the way. But they can definitely see that you're working and you are definitely making progress. The energy of the reading is the Queen of Swords. Yeah, you are determined to live in your truth. And then I have the Four of Swords. See, you've been going in and healing and, emotional healing. Here's the King of Cups. That's mature emotions there. So you are making huge progress. You're doing the work, Eight of Pentacles. And then look at that. And the Sun card, so positive, and the Two of Cups. I could go on and on and on here. They're all positive cards, and they're saying that you're walking from the Seven of Cups to the Eight of Cups to the light. So they're all really great cards. So you definitely are doing the work. They're just asking you on some things you need to dive even deeper. I mean, it's been great what you've done. I find I have to kind of come back. It's like a spiral. You'll do some healing here, and then you'll have to come back to it, and you go further out and further out and further out. So it's just you're doing what you can at the time, and then sometimes you will have to revisit certain things and do even more deeper healing. So I would continue releasing those things, those hurts to spirit. Meditate and even set the intention before you go to sleep at night. Please show me, please help me do healing while I sleep, because they will help you. So good night, Kelly. Nice that you dropped in. Oh, you are she says, I'm really trying. Yeah, that definitely has come up in the cards. We can definitely see that. You are doing the work, girlfriend.
Yes, there's no doubt about that. Yeah. Just
no doubt about that.
Don't get frustrated, like Sharon was saying, like
No,
sometimes we do have to spiral back. It's a very real thing with all of us. Like, we're human, and that's how it works. And yeah. I always sort of look at it like a labyrinth, right? You sort of like wander into these places and you think, okay, I've dealt with that, but nope, because you're going to take another turn and you're like, damn it, wasn't I just here? Didn't I just deal
Yeah.
with this shit? And you're like, yep, but you
Yeah.
got to deal with it again.
Yeah, exactly. No, you
Yeah.
gotta go back. In fact, interesting you say labyrinth because I had a card. Oh, where did it go? I've lost it, but it was the ace of swords. Anyways, doesn't matter. It concurs with what you just said.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you for asking that question.
Yes.
Okay. Butterflies. Hi, butterflies. So nice to see you. Why is my mother-in-law continuing to treat me harshly when I'm the main caregiver?
Hmm.
You mean, could you answer some questions here? I mean, are you caregiving for her? So butterflies, are you still here? Can you give us a little more information on this? Treat me harshly when I'm the main caregiver.
Yeah, they said yes. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Sure. Okay. Has she been kind of like this all her life? Like, half a full glass kind of gal?
Okay.
Also, and you know that old saying that we tend to treat the ones that are close to us the worst, Unfortunately, yes. Okay. All right, let me tune in.
Okay. So I'm just going to read like around the energy of the situation, not necessarily tapping into mother-in-law, but I'm going to
Yeah.
see what I can come up with, butterflies, to see what I can
Mhm.
do to help you. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Sounds good.
We're just getting some food prepared on my end here, so forgive me for some background noise. Okay. So.
No problem.
Okay. And interesting. Okay, so butterflies are free. The tarot cards that I had pulled are the Page of Swords and Temperance. Okay, so this, not going into necessarily your mother-in-law's energy because she's not here for me to do that, but I'm just reading the energy, overall energy of the situation, and it's like, there's somebody not speaking their truth, and that is messing with the sort of overall
Oh my God,
balance
she's
of the
97.
situation. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. I mean, and there you go. I mean, she's probably just stuck in her ways, anyways. In term, not saying that excuses the behavior, right? But it's like, if you don't speak your truth, then people like are gonna like lose patience with you, And then the oracle cards that came with it are depression and demon. So these are probably two of the darkest cards in this oracle deck. And so that tells me normally when that pops up that it's something mentally that's not being dealt with properly, or maybe it's something that has never been properly diagnosed or properly treated. And again, so I got the gear. It's like a little gear charm. And that again tells me that it's sort of like an inner turmoil, some sort of inner issues um, that are at play here, but it's not your fault. That you are very much in here doing the work and trying to support her in every way that you can. So the only advice that I could give is just know that, when you are caregiving, just know that the behavior that you're dealing with is actually something that perhaps she can't control. It's out of her control. Maybe it's something that has never been properly dealt with on a medical level. There's some darkness there that has never been dealt with. And unfortunately, like Sharon was saying at the beginning, oftentimes we take it out on the people closest to us. And caregivers tend to really take the heavy load of that sometimes. So I don't know that I have any more practical advice other than just try not to take it personally.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, what I'm getting is she was she wasn't very good even in the prime of her life. She didn't treat people well. And of course, age and of course the aches and pains, or she might even have an illness now. But I saw her bedridden. So she's ticked off about that. So with my own cards, the energy they're reading is she's a real, oh, maybe I'm gonna have to turn this light off. Just hold on. I just turned it on, but it makes the, okay. Yeah, she's a princess. She's just an old princess now. And yes, there is. Yeah, she's a princess. The message is basically you can't take anything she says personally. So here's the message is for you. The messenger is, I don't know, F it and move on. You're worrying too much about this. She just is, she's got storm clouds. She just doesn't have a really good outlook in life, and it's just gotten worse because she's old now, and she's probably thinking, I want to be, or oh, Butterfly says, my husband used to say she wanted to be treated like a queen. Well, that's where the princess, the princess card came out. But anyways, yeah, she's always had storm clouds over her heads, and and she's really feeling the burden of her old age, of her body. I think she just wants to be gone. Like, who wouldn't want to be at 97 and bedridden, and who wouldn't want to be out of their body? Like, she needs to go. She needs to give herself permission to go. But you can't take on what she is saying to you. I mean, she was crappy to start with, and she's just crappier now because she's not feeling good. She just, she doesn't want to be in that body anymore. Can you imagine when she's used to being young and a princess? And
exactly.
So anyways, yeah. And she is a piece of work. There's work. She's a piece of work, but it's lots of work for you. But try to make it less for you. Just say what she says, just let her water off duck's back.
Yeah, and I know that's easier said than done.
It's hard. It's hard.
But
she says, yeah.
I'm trying to set boundaries.
Yeah, she says she's trying to set boundaries. I mean, you can also say, when she says something really particularly egregious, say, "Oh, I'll come back when you can treat me better, when you can talk to me in a nicer way, and just leave the room."
And those are the kind of boundaries that she probably really needs, because like, I'm not ever trying to make an excuse for someone to treat someone poorly. And I'll just use an example in my own profession. I'm a caregiver for many years, and I'm not trying to say, that this is exactly like your situation, because this is family and that's a whole nother dynamic. But just being a caregiver in general, you do need to be respected. and you don't need people treating you like crap.
Mhm.
So these people are depending on you, and there's nothing wrong with putting your foot down to
Mhm.
say, I don't appreciate you speaking to me like this. And that kind of tone will really change things, because they depend on you. They need you there to do these
Mhm.
things.
Mhm.
And,
Mhm.
of course, you're not going to abandon them, but you are definitely not going to take the abuse either, and you shouldn't. So I'm sorry. I'm really
Exactly.
sorry to hear that she's
Exactly.
treating you this way, but good for you for still being there for her. And yeah, just establish some boundaries and don't deal with all that dark shit
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
came up. Hmm.
I mean, you can even say it in a really nice way. Well, I can see we're feeling a little challenged right now. I'll come back when you feel a little bit better and can treat me more respectfully, because honestly, I respect myself, and
Yeah.
I think a lot of myself, not to put up with your being disrespectful to me.
Hmm.
See you in a bit.
Hmm. Hmm.
Just take time out.
Yeah, exactly. Just stepping away. You're not abandoning them. You're just
Anyways,
establishing the
stepping
boundary.
away. No, just say, I'll come back when maybe you can use some nicer words.
Hmm. Absolutely.
Anyways,
Yes.
you don't have to be rude, you don't have to get into a fight, but just state your truth.
Hmm. Yep. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, thank you for asking that questions, butterflies, and, well, 97. The old broad has hung in there, hasn't she?
She's
I usually
feisty.
people that are that negative, I was gonna say she's feisty. Usually people that are that negative don't last long, but, she's,
Mm.
wow. Okay, I'm trying not to make light of it, but
Right.
but
No, I understand.
yeah. Okay, thanks for asking that question, butterflies. Okay, next question is Jane.
This will probably
Hey,
be the
Jane.
last question that I can do, because I do have
Yeah, that's
to
yeah,
attend to
that's
my.
fine.
If that's okay, I'm
That's
sorry.
totally fine. Oh, no, no, don't apologize. No, no. Yeah, I'm trying to gonna keep my videos down to about an hour and a half anyway, so and we're at that mark, almost at that
Okay.
mark now. Okay, Jane, will my adult children move out this year or ever?
Oh boy.
Well, maybe you got some boundaries. Yeah.
Okay.
That's so
Gee.
hard now, because I know, especially in Canada here, the house prices, oh, like Vancouver is the most expensive place in North America right now.
Yeah, it's really expensive. Okay.
Yeah.
Gee. Oh boy. Okay.
Jane says basically, when will I be happy? Well, when you decide to be happy, Jane. You knew I was going to say that.
Okay. Jane. All right. So, and I shuffle these cards real well. So, the Magician and the High Priestess. They come out together to give you a message that basically, you know, your instinct, your intuition. You already know with this High Priestess and your intuition, and the Seer card, which all tie in together. Literally, like the instinct, intuition, Seer, and High Priestess are all giving the same message, and that's a triple message to you. Boom, that you already know intuitively what you need to do to help the situation along. That the Magician, which is you. You just have to sort of lay the law down and use a little bit of tough love and just believe. And there's a believe charm that came out. Um, and this is a little potion bottle that came out that goes with the magician of having all the tools at your disposal. And just believe that when you establish that boundary, when you set that sort of tone to let your adult children know, like, look, I'm here to support you in various ways, but you know, you do have to sort of go on your own. And the believe charm is just saying, just believe that once you do that, that doors will open for them to be able to do that. Because right now, they're just sitting there like, well, why do I need to make the next move? I'm comfortable right here. I don't have to go anywhere. But maybe if you sort of step up and just make it known that, you would appreciate it if they could maybe move on. And I know that's got to be really hard with children. Like, I have 2 teenage children, and I don't know, that would be such a hard conversation to have, of course, but I'm sure that, you want them to grow, right? You want them to have their own lives, to figure this world out on their own, because that's part of the growth of a human being. So, but again, I really strongly feel that you already intuitively know what next steps need to be taken. It's just really hard for you as a mother to have to do that. So that's what I'm getting.
Yeah, I've got the same thing. And I tuned in, and what I saw was Jane with a list of things like boundaries she's setting, and even dates. Like, I would like you to make a date. Sort of, I would like you to get your own place by such and such, or we can agree on a date, but you need to make plans that you are moving out, because right now, Jane, they're feeling pretty cozy in their family nest, and they need that little nudge to fly. So, anyways, I see strength. This is the energy of reading, Jane, is strength, and that's you. You need to be strong and set boundaries with them. And of course, the Queen of Cups, the mothers love you, love them dearly, but the 3 of Wands, you'd like to see them gone for their ship to come in. I think right now that it's very confusing. I don't think they've even know what they want to do. I think it's been really cozy for them, and they're not feeling any pressure to move. So, and they're probably overwhelmed. Even when they think about it, they're probably overwhelmed by the fact. But I think maybe you need to help them sort of do it in stages of starting to, help them move out. Temperance, yeah, you need to restore your balance. Okay, you weren't meant to be a mama for this long. You're meant to enjoy the grandchildren, be a real grandmother, right? It's driving you crazy, the 9 of Swords. Oh, Jane says, yep, you're hitting it well. And you're King of Wands, you're going to have to help them envision, help them with some goals and that sort of thing, of finding a place for them, because they'll be happier too. And you've given them so much. It's time to look after yourself. I know this is a really hard decision to set these boundaries, but you have to do it. And be solid with it. Don't be namby-pamby. Don't be the, but I know they're my kids. No, you really have to give kids strong boundaries. I know that as being a mom and being a teacher, you have to firmly say, no, this is it. You need to start making plans to go. Because they'll just hang on. There's the devil. They'll just hang on. So that's what I've got. Oh, it is. There's history there. Yeah, I'm sure. But you're feeling this way. You want them to leave. So you're going to have to deal with that some way, give them a timeline or help them do a timeline. So, yeah. Anyways, that's why I saw you sitting there with these, not demands, but just, this is how I'm feeling. I need to set some boundaries, and I need to help you set some dates, some goals about how you're going to get yourself out of here. Thanks. Boy, Deanne's really being a cheerleader for us tonight.
Yes, I see that.
Thank you. Yeah.
That's great. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for joining me, and we absolutely have to do this again.
Yeah, of course.
I
Yeah,
think
this has been great.
I think we read really well together. Yeah, I think we read
Yes.
really well together, and I love the energy. So, okay,
Yeah,
I'll be getting in
absolutely.
contact with you about doing it in. Can you do it any like any other time of the week besides Saturdays? Because your schedule's probably, mind you, you're going to school, so your weeks are probably
Mhm.
very full.
Actually, so this semester I'm taking a semester off away from my studies, so I'm not in school this semester. But yeah, I pretty
Okay.
much am available throughout the week. So yeah, just send me an email and we'll check it out. So
Okay.
yeah, but I've really
Definitely.
enjoyed this.
Well,
Some
I
great
loved reading with
questions.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I felt like our readings really flowed and sort of intertwined in some places, which
Oh,
also,
absolutely.
says that like we're on target with picking up on the energies, which I really love. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So thank you very much. And please, if you'd like to be entered into the draw for a free reading, 30-minute reading, because I've hit 400 subscribers, please put under a comment under this video or the one before. Doesn't matter. Just say reading or free reading, and I'll put your name into the draw. And I think I'll let it go for maybe this week. And then I think next Saturday on my live, I'm going to pull a name. So
Cool.
we'll know who the winner is. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry that we didn't get to all the questions, but that's the way the cookie crumbles.
We were
Okay.
chatting.
Good night. We were chatting. Well, no, that's what I'm doing now is I'm interviewing people and chatting more,
I
and
loved
then
it.
go to the readings because,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So thank you again, Ange. It was a pleasure. And
Yes,
thank
thank
you
you.
for everybody that joined us today. And I'll see you next week for sure, Saturday. But I also will pop up on other people's channels, or I might pop up on my own live stream. So, yeah. So good evening and have a great weekend. So bye
Yes.
for now.